questions at the end. And I already see, when are we going?
I saw that too.
I'll
pick you up tomorrow morning as I commute into work, okay?
I know, August.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll just party bus out to Virginia. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
I'm ready, yeah, let's go.
But yeah, thank you again. We've been doing these events the past few months because we know traveling is just a matter of time, and we want to keep the wanderlust alive because we are all feeling it. We want to get away, and the Salamander Resort and Spa is a nice driving distance for a lot of us, and so we can still be close and still get away. And so we're really, really excited to explore this property a little bit. Doug, thank you so much, and I will kick it off to you to share your screen and take us to the resort.
Fantastic. I want to thank everyone for their time, especially on a Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. The Salamander is quite special to me. We will be open this August for 7 years, but it's a destination that a lot of people aren't aware of, even in the district. So when I joined the team about 3.5 years ago, I think the biggest thing was trying to educate people that there is another part of Northern Virginia, and especially outside of DC, that you enter not only just a historical area, but a safe haven. And when we tell a story when it comes to the Salamander, and we'll start the slideshow shortly, but the whole thing is picture yourself on those 6 lanes of highway. Let me take care of my puppy first. I am so sorry.
We've all been there. It's all
It's fun.
The whole family comes home at 7:06.
it's part of the Zoom experience.
Exactly. So yes, I'm a family. I have 3 kids. I have a dog, which you hear. So anyhow, we describe Salamander as this experience of driving out from Washington on a 6-lane highway, and the highway slowly diminishes, and you're on this 4-lane, and it goes through 3 roundabouts, and the next thing you know, you're on a 2-lane country road through some of the most gorgeous horse farm estates, and it brings you into this little village, literally a 1-stoplight village, 700 residents, known as Middleburg. And it dates all the way back to the pre-Civil War, and the history and culture just in Middleburg is unreal. But Miss Johnson, who was the first African-American billionaire, even before Oprah, the co-founder of BET Television, found this area because her daughter was an Olympic rider and jumper, and built this estate. And not only just for her to build the estate, but she allowed Middleburg to survive. She built a water treatment plant. She built a sewage facility. And it was all part of the agreement to allow the Salamander to be in this village of Middleburg. So I'm going to take you on a tour, show you the slideshow of the estate, and hopefully we will see you very shortly. So let me share our screen. So welcome to Salamander Resort. As I mentioned, we are, okay. Allie, why isn't this moving? There we go. This is our front entrance. What Miss Johnson wanted to establish was a replica of her estate, pretty much on steroids. Beautiful, rolling, kind of like a country farmhouse right in the middle of Middleburg. And as we continue through the presentation, you'll see a lot of the essences of a home or a mansion. This is known as our living room. As you walk straight in through the doors upon arrival, you're greeted by a living room that has dueling fireplaces. And I'll tell you some unique things that she implemented within the estate. The hardwood floors in the center of the picture. Keep in mind, we're only 7 years old, but Miss Johnson wanted the property to feel very much as if it had been there for decades. So underneath the floors are plastic bottles, bent metal, and coins. So when you walk, they creak. The fireplaces are gas working, and you'll see as we continue through the presentation, there's fireplaces throughout the entire resort. A lot of intimate personal items. The horse statue with the rider is actually a bronze statue of Miss Johnson's daughter. And then on the far left, you'll see another bronze statue. That's her daughter and her son. So that you'll see a lot of intimate pieces from Miss Johnson's own home within the estate. This is our library. It's right off of the living room. It is a wonderful room, either for greeting guests, having VIP receptions, family retreats, cocktails after dinner, or just simply getting up in the morning, putting on your robe, coming in and just reading a book. It really does give the feeling that you're in your wealthy uncle's horse farm. And it's just kind of really unique. Now, this is the back lawn. Harriman's is our fine dining restaurant. I'm very pleased to say that we just brought on a new executive chef from CIL, and he's doing some wonderful things, but we truly believe in farm to table. We have 9 beehives that we make our own honey on the property and infuse it into a chicken dish in Harriman's for dinner, but also put it into the honey for your biscuits and bread in the morning. Harriman's is set up pretty much like an octagon shape, and you'll see a lot of essence of the equestrian throughout the entire property. We have fire pits throughout. This is one fire pit that your guests can actually go outside after dinner and just have a cocktail or an after dinner beverage and just chill. You can also, if a family's coming in, you're doing special parties, birthday, anniversaries, we do rent those out. So they're guaranteed to you to sit right there in the evening. We can do bar service right at the fire pits as well. We provide s'mores and the full kits for the children every night so that they have something to do too. This is the inside of Harriman's. As you can see, it's very stately. It's known as the Piedmont Grill. We are enhancing our menu as we speak right now to bring a lot of fresh produce, product, and meats in all from around Virginia. We do our own smoking of our meats and bacons and those that we put on the charcuterie trays, which is really kind of nice, especially when you're out on the property walking the trails. You can actually smell the smokers in the backyard, so to speak. Now, Gold Cup is our second restaurant. It's more of a wine bar. It serves a lighter fare. It's open for lunch and dinner. And Harriman's serves our breakfast every morning, and then we have dinner serving from Wednesday to Sunday nights, which is fine dining. Now, the billiards room is located off of the Gold Cup room. And what I love about this room, again, it's very stately. When you're in the billiards room, you truly feel like you're in the den of a wealthy horse farm estate. A lot of gatherings take place here. The large round table is perfect for families, larger groups. And in the evening, you see a lot of kids just shooting pool on the weekends. The Culinary Studio. I love this. Now, we are in the process of partnering up. Last year, before the atmosphere changed in the local market and the world, we were doing Michelin star chef weekends. And in this Culinary Studio, we would do demonstrations with the chefs. We're starting that back up more than likely in the fall. We have a couple celebrity chefs lined up, but right now we use it for family dinners up to about 20. We can do demonstrations and participatory classes, but we keep those truly for like families where everyone knows everybody and the social distancing is a little more acceptable than bringing strangers all together. And I'll go over what we're doing for COVID-19 and the precautions throughout the entire property. We've actually been recommended by several preferred hotel relationships and other partnerships because we're so avid as to our policies and procedures and everything that we have set up through the property. The spa, we have a 23,000 square foot spa, 14 treatment rooms. It does have its own private personal pool. And during the COVID timeframe, when the restrictions of Virginia being lifted to about 75%, the spa has been quite busy. Of those 14 treatment rooms, the way we have positioned ourselves, we keep 7 for the treatments and then 7 empty, which are sanitized. And then we shift and rotate, use the 7 that are clean and move back and sanitize the 7 that were just used. We have limited service. Just right now, we're working through facials and makeup. We are still doing hair, but I think we're pretty close to having a process set up in place that we can do makeup for our guests. This is the spa pool. During the summer, we have 3 swimming pools. The spa pool is 1. We have limited our seating, pretty much half of what you see in this photography. Our outdoor pool, known as the splash pool, same thing. We've limited the seating. We try to work with our guests on an hour to 2 hour time frame. So those are the 2 outdoor pools. And then we have an indoor swimming pool for laps and exercise by reservation off of the fitness facility. Just part of the spa. This is our vitality pool, those chairs that are heated, which are incredible. This portion of the spa right now is not in operation. That is probably the only limitation on the entire resort that we don't have open, but everything else is at this time. The relaxation room, that is available, but we're down to, I believe it's 2, maybe 3 chairs for relaxation. And then we monitor that when people arrive, one leaves and another one comes in. So we manage the social distancing really respectfully. This is one of our guest rooms. We have 168 guest rooms, 17 of those which are suites, multiple connecting combinations. But what I love about this property, our smallest guest room is 525 square feet. You're looking at an estate king with a fireplace. Every room has a terrace or a balcony. And our terrace rooms are all on the first level, which also positions us for a really pet-friendly resort. And that way the dogs can go straight out, do their business, and come back in. That is, we do have a pet fee for $150, non-refundable. But what I also love is the fireplace rooms. 70% of our guest rooms have fireplaces. So in the fall, there's nothing better than opening the French doors in the distance, turning on your fire pit or your fireplace, and sitting there and enjoying a glass of Virginia wine. Another intimate bit about the resort, the pictures in the distance. Miss Johnson's an actual accomplished photographer, and we have 4 floors on the resort. Each floor is a season, and in every guest room, she has photography that are originals signed by her of that season in every guest room for every floor. Welcome to my backyard. This is a true photo that is not enhanced that we took last fall right out of one of the balcony windows. The Grand Lawn is in the back of the resort, and this is where we do a lot of our activities, from bocce ball to cornhole a lot of yard games for kids. Once this season, or once this COVID's over, every Tuesday we do Yappy Hour, where guests can bring their pets and locals, and we just let the dogs run in the backyard. But it truly is beautiful, and this is a morning sunrise on the Grand Lawn. Our bathrooms are spacious. Another unique detail about the resort, in each shower, Miss Johnson traveled an awful lot, and what she really was frustrated with is the fact that, and we have all done it, when you're in the shower, your towel is across the room. So in every shower, there are shelves within the shower that you have your toiletries, your products, and all the towels that are in the shower with you. So you don't have to leave the shower until you're completely done and dried, which I think is one thing with my travels, it's brilliant, that I haven't seen in many hotels. Now we get to the recreation. I always like to tell my clients, we have everything but a beach. But for the right price, I can put sand around our pond. But we have, like I said, 3 swimming pools, tennis courts, basketball, a lot of lawn games, equestrian activities. Golf is about 15, 20 minutes nearby at Creighton Farms, which is a Jack Nicklaus private club. So they do honor our guests. We also have our own zip line course on property, which is literally 5 lines. And it's really spectacular. There's nothing better than being, 90 feet up in the air, traveling down an 850-foot zip line. And the way the topography on the land, you literally will step off and walk down a ramp that's only about 15 feet off the ground at the very end, which is kind of unique. We do falconry, and we can do that for individual guests or for groups. But again, the property is 340 acres. We have walking trails, biking trails, luxury bikes. We can just about range anything for your clients that they would like to do on the estate. The lawn games and everything, what we've done for social distancing and for, sanitation is we just simply don't have the games out there for anyone to come up and use. We just register them out by hour, so it gives us time to clean everything, sanitize it, and prepare it for the next guest. Food and wine. Oh my goodness, this is one of my favorite places on the estate. We have our own culinary garden. Half of it is utilized for the actual kitchen, herbs, spices, a lot of our vegetables. We grow our own hops. So that's one side. And then the other side is just like stepping into Tuscany, these grapevines and these teak pieces of furniture. We really have become known for this elopement and micro wedding packages. So if you have anyone that's looking to get married, we can do from 2 to 200 very easily. Surrounding us, we are in a great location. We have 2 of the finest vineyards all within a mile. We have Green Hill, which is a very moderately priced, affordable wines 1 mile east of us. 1 mile south of us, we have Boxwood, which is a little bit moderate range, a little bit higher, really known for the reds. And then about 8 miles from us, we have RDV, which is a phenomenal vineyard. Their reds are beating out Bordeaux's and California blends right now. So we can offer whatever price point your guests would like and tasting experience all surrounding us. If there's large groups, we work with a gentleman that sets up tours and transportation, so that's not a problem either. Of course, we're known for equestrian. I just met with the District Cup yesterday. I'm very excited. We're going to get polo back on the calendar for September and October. But polo events on the weekends. If it's not a lot this year, next year, hopefully, from point-to-point races on the weekends. And it really starts around middle of April and runs through October. But for clients that are equestrian lovers, polo lovers, outdoor sports, these are some really keen events. Our general manager, Reggie, and myself participate and have access. So if anyone wants to have that experience, we certainly can set up and get tickets for an event. And I've even arranged for a couple clients where they've learned to play polo. A husband and wife learned to play 2 years ago, and then they were over the weekend, and we actually got them to play in an actual polo tournament, and they dummied it down, but the wife scored, so it was a real memorable experience. This is the golf course. Creighton Farms is the premier course. Tee times, we do everything through our activities department. It's averages right around $235 a player, but then we actually have relationships with 2 or 3 other courses that are more moderate and affordable for those that just want to get out and play. So we have that option. And then Middleburg itself, it is an 8-minute walk from the estate. And I had people say to me when I first arrived there, well, there's nothing to do in Middleburg. When you really think about it, Middleburg services some of the wealthiest people in the Northeast. You have millionaires and billionaires that have these estates and these farms that are surrounding the village of Middleburg. They're not going to go into DC to get clothing. They're not going to go into DC or Northern Virginia to do dining. So the village of 700 people has 2 of the best Thai restaurants I've ever had the opportunity to dine in, and then an oyster bar and some pubs. And it's just really quaint. The middle picture here is the first weekend of December, and it's called the Parade of Hounds, where all the huntsmen dress up in their actual hunt gear, and hundreds of the hounds will parade down the streets of Middleburg. And I'll tell you, it's a really, it's like stepping back in time. It's an experience. We draw about 5,000 people just for that Saturday, the first weekend of December. But if you've never been, you should attend it once. It's quite magical. Area sites, and this again, this is in Middleburg. You know, there's stable and garden tours of a lot of the estates, antique galleries. You have the National Sporting Museum, and it's all right here. You have the Hill School, which has beautiful grounds. There's Mount Defiance, which is this little distillery that makes some of the best absinthe and vermouth and brown liquors, and it's all walkable. And then this is the Grand Lawn. This is my backyard. As you can see, the estate, it's just really majestic. It sits on some of the prettiest land in Virginia, but the sunrises and sunsets are incredible. And then this is the Culinary Garden, just another view of it. And then here you get to see the left side of the garden where we do dinners and where we've really been doing a lot of elopements and microwavings. What I love, it's more majestic now. This is when we originally opened. But it's just a place where people can go down and just read a book with all the smells and the flowers. It's just phenomenal. In the distance is our Equestrian Center. We have 20 stalls. We have 14 horses. And we do anything from educating children about horses, letting them groom them, to trail rides, to the point that we can even do dressage demonstrations. And I think some of you might have seen Cupcake, our miniature horse. She's our mascot. I was telling Allie today that she is a celebrity. She was in People magazine last June. And prior to COVID, Cupcake would visit the living room every Friday and Saturday, and we would do cocktails with Cupcake. Her favorite is an appletini. lots of terraces, patios, that people can just dine. And I think that's the big thing as a destination right now. Everywhere on the property in the estate, there is outdoor experiences that we're really drawing a lot of guests because they want to come and just sit outside and fresh air and have that social distancing. And we provide all of that throughout the entire property. Great walking trails, anything from 1/8 of a mile to 8 miles from mountain biking and hiking. This is just a shot of our Equestrian Center. So I want to thank you all very much. I'll take questions, but please, please use Uniglobe Travel. They're a great team, and they are there and support us. And I know it's just an opportunity to just kind of be there for our clients, our guests, and our family right now. And whatever we can do on the estate, from the general manager to myself. A little bit about me. I've been doing this for 40 years, and some of the best properties from, Keswick Hall in Charlottesville to the Hay Adams and the St. Regis brand. So, I know what luxury is, and I know what people expect out of luxury. And we just like surpassing their expectations. So I want to thank you all for your time, and I'll leave it to Allie to open up for some questions.
Thank you so much. I'm
Did I
like,
talk too much?
like you needed to, oh my God, no, not at all.
You were amazing. No, seriously.
I texted Elizabeth that she needs to do the falconry.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. That is so neat.
Someone asked, where are the other properties located that are part of Miss Johnson's company?
So Miss Johnson, our property and Innsbruck in Florida are the two that she personally owns. She started a management company shortly after this. So we are managing the Hotel Bennett in Charleston. We are managing the Henderson in Destin, Florida. Absolutely beautiful beaches. And Half Moon in Jamaica.
In Jamaica.
Which just opened up. Well, they're slated to open it up, a brand new tower, but they keep holding off because of the restrictions. They're just not set up to open it up yet, like Jamaica, not the hotel.
Yeah, I personally went and visited Half Moon while I did my Jamaica fam, and it was incredible. All the beautiful villas.
Yeah.
They went up to like 7-bedroom
Yes.
villas where they could you would have your own butler, your own housekeeper, your own cook. It was an amazing property.
It is. It is. Well, when I look at all the facilities, she really has put together some fine hotels. And I think we're excited because this is just my point of view. I think a lot of management companies aren't meeting up to the expectations of some hotels. We're past our ownership expectations. So we're hoping to, in the next 18 months or more, bring on some additional properties.
Nice.
So yeah, there's always a door for an opportunity when people miss the mark and we exceed the mark. So we're excited about that.
Can you talk a little bit about the 5-star just rating that you guys received from Forbes? I think it's important to mention that because this is the first Black person, right, that has received that as far as resorts are concerned.
Actually, yes. Miss Johnson is the first African-American female hotel owner ever to win the Forbes 5-star. We received it last year, and this will be our second year, 2020.
Amazing.
So and here's the other thing, for me being in the industry for 40 years, to get it within 5 years of opening, it's a true accomplishment. And what I love about this property, it's subdued 5-star service. It's not over the top. What I really appreciate in a resort is seeing those families that have saved all year to come out and just give their kids horseback riding lessons for them to escape, but they're staying right beside this billionaire that owns 20 companies, and they both feel welcome. And that
That's
is
special.
to achieve that type of experience for both ends of the spectrum, and we do that pretty well.
Right. So I was excited to see the private dining, because I'm a foodie, so I love eating good food. So I love that, you can reserve that. I was excited to see that as an option. Yeah. And pairing with wines, and we love just experiential travel. My sister is on this, and so is my husband. And a number of our friends that we travel with, Sherlon is there, Jamie, one of my good friends, Laurel, we've all, we love to have these experiences that are once in a lifetime. So I love that we can get that even here in the US. And, for a number of people that are on the call, it's not a far drive or the flight is not bad. And that's one of the reasons I really wanted to feature this, because in the current environment, people are just ready to get away, right? And, obviously the Salamander is doing things right. You're a first class place, 5-star experience. So it was just a privilege for me to even talk to you and to share this experience, because I want people to know about it. I want people to experience it. All of us are itching to get away and to travel, just to kind of let loose for a little, and to be pampered, right? And I just think it's just such an important, just a property and experience for people to understand, right? I spoke to someone today who's not on the call, but he said, he lives in Cleveland, he's looking to drive someplace. And I'm like, this would be the perfect thing for you. So again, I just, I want us to continue to, just share knowledge about these amazing gems that are here in the United States that maybe people don't even know about.
I think that's, you really hit the head on the nail on the head of, in the United States, so many beautiful places. And me having the opportunity to travel all over the world, as a lot of people, I took my son to college, or to Denver, after he graduated from college. And one of my bucket lists was to drive across country. And we drove from here to Denver. And I'll tell you, my wife and I aren't traveling internationally anymore. There's way too much in this country to experience. And when people ask you where you are, the Salamander, and these are people that are in Washington, and we're only 48 miles and an hour. And I know for a fact, because I traveled 95 from Fredericksburg to DC when I worked at the Hay. They're spending more time to go to work than they could to escape and drive out to Middleburg. And, Dulles, easy access. We're 28 miles, less than 30 minutes from Dulles. So it's a constant awareness, and I can't thank you all enough for allowing me to present today.
I have another question. Is there a max capacity of people that are allowed during this kind of COVID pandemic at the resort? Do you guys have a number?
So we are only operating 3 of the 4 floors, so 130 rooms. The governor's Virginia restrictions is 250 people for a social gathering, 75% of our meeting space capacity. So we fall right around 200 at 75%. As we discussed on the presentation, the spa is operating at 50%, literally cutting the treatment rooms and everything down by 50% to allow for social distancing and freer movement and sanitation of the facilities being utilized. But other than that, no. I think what we found is that 130 rooms occupied of the 168 makes it still that 5-star experience, because you're not putting pressure on the restaurants, the dining, the spa, the other outlets, or having those 2-3 hour waits because there's less tables. So we're happy with this right now. we continue to monitor the situation, and should the governor open up, we will, abide by the restrictions or more access.
I do want to just call out a quick reminder as we wrap up to drop any questions in the chat, the Q&A, or you can raise your hand and I'll open up the mic. And we did have a question come through the chat, which is, can guests with riding experience ride based on their level of experience?
What we've done is all of our trail rides are guided. It's just for safety and insurance. But I've also had some clients that have come far distance that were experienced, and we literally have so many connections that we pulled together a local farm and one of the polo players, and they took them on a more exhausting ride, so to speak. But it's basically trail rides. If it's an experienced rider, we can find some type of arrangement for them.
Awesome.
All right.
Do you want to open it up, Allie, and see if there are any other questions?
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't see any hands raised. Or
There's one. Are there minimum stay requirements?
Right now, 70 nights minimum, just to build our. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what?
Just to build. No. Try to build our occupancy. Weekends, we do prefer 2-night minimums. It's very difficult to sell half a weekend to
Right.
people, especially when they're trying to escape
Mm-hmm.
week. I'm gonna put this out to everybody. Come Sunday and Monday nights, and that's not, you want to experience the property at a more personal, intimate level.
Mm-hmm.
If you have the time, on a Sunday night and a Monday, it's basically like having the estate all to yourself. You can sit out by the fire pits, love the kids, love the pets, but you literally feel like it's your own estate.
Nice.
It's just exceptional. So if you have that opportunity, call me. We'll get you all taken care of.
So Doug, regarding like the wineries, so I'm sure if, we wanted to customize something, we could work with someone from your team to kind of figure out like these are the ones we recommend based on like the experience a client would want as well. Because I'm excited about that.
Absolutely. There's a gentleman, Andrew Osborne. He has Osborne Events. He's got such personal relationships. He does from big galas all the way down to individual, and he arranges the car. He sets up the time. We'll have box lunches.
Amazing.
Yeah, so
okay.
we can do anything.
The whole thing. Okay.
I
love that.
Yeah, that's awesome. You have a dedicated like concierge department, right? That can pretty much
Correct.
customize any type of, and then do you have a complimentary valet service too, right? That takes you to local.
So we do have, yes, we have 2 Q7s, 2 A8s, and a Q8. And those are our house cars, and we can take you into the village. It's all based on availability. But we take you to the village and a couple of vineyards. I think it's a maximum of 5 miles, just so we can get people back and forth. But yes, it's all available right at the desk and on the driveway.
That's great.
Another question, are all of the amenities available every day of the week if you did a Sunday to weekday reservation?
Absolutely. Probably more accessible than on a weekend.
Beautiful. Well, anyone else, get them in quick in the chat, the Q&A. Again, you can raise your hand and we'll open up your mic to chat with us. Otherwise, email us, call us. We are here. Any other questions? If, you sleep on it and tomorrow you have a bunch of questions, just reach out to us. We'll get you answers. Stay connected with us on social media. And yeah, we're here for you. We will have other events as well. Next week, we actually have an event. Details are on our Facebook page on the new travel experience and what some of our travel partners are doing, you know, TSA and airlines and all of that, through new protocols and stuff. So you can find that event. We do have one last question. Is there an all-inclusive option?
We have some great packages on the website. Visit our website, salamanderresort.com. We don't have anything that's truly all-inclusive. What we found is there are so many varieties and choices that we just couldn't put a package together to encompass everything. So we have a spa package, we have bed and breakfast packages. We're starting to reload some of our wine experience and food experience packages as we're coming up board again, but nothing for a complete inclusive like food, wine, and all of that.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you everyone very, very much. Be well, stay healthy, and come visit us.
Yeah.
Oh, we will. And thank you, Doug. I really appreciate it. This has been amazing. To all of our friends and clients and team that are part of this, thanks for being here. I really appreciate that. And again, we are here for you. We're here to help. We'll customize anything that you're looking for. And we want to partner with Salamander and make this an amazing experience because you can still travel. I want to make sure people know that.
Oh my goodness. If not, I'll come pick you up.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening.
Thanks, everyone. Have a
Good
good
night,
night.
everybody. Have a good one.